So would that be a 996 911 turbo, perhaps? I think that's what it is. I'm on my way to Kent again today. It's actually been a really productive day. So I've been running. I haven't had 10 minutes today since I woke up this morning. It was kind of normal this morning. I got up, I did my mail. I was able to get a yard done before my first class today, so I did that across the street in Overhouse. I did that. Then I headed to the first class. Found out that my 5:30 to 8:15, we're operating under an abbreviated schedule tonight. We're only reporting a class from 6:45 to 8:15. So that really opened up my day. I was able to come home, and I got home about 4:15. I did another yard. Ordinarily would not have had time for that today. I did another yard, got a shower, got some food, all that good stuff. And it is now 6:05. I have 40 minutes to get there from still Hudson, so it's going to be a little tight here tonight. But we're going to get in there, get that class done. It'd be great if we could get out before 8:15. That would be pretty sweet. And then finally tonight, I don't have any plans, and I don't really want to. I just want to sit down in a chair and watch some Netflix and relax, because it's been a pretty hectic day. I have begun doing the research on auto transporters. So if I'm moving the first week of January 2017, relocating to San Diego, California, I'm going to need to get the M5 there. And no, I'm not going to drive it. Everybody says drive it. The experience to drive it across the country would be awesome, and I'm not disagreeing with that. It would be. There's a large array of factors that keep me from doing that. And the mileage isn't even really the biggest one. Okay, it's 2,500 miles. This engine doesn't even have 2,500 miles. It has 2,068 miles on this engine, so I'm not worried about the engine. But 2,500 miles of road damage, even if I were to tape or clear bra or vinyl bra the front of the car, it's going to need headlights. It's going to need a windshield after that, and that's $3,000 I'm not really prepared to spend. $3,000 would get me the class of auto transport that, you know, Mecum Auto Auctions would use, which is, I'm sure, is really good. I don't even know what it is, but I'm sure it's really expensive, and they're quite good transporters. So I'm definitely going to be shipping it. So I went on this site called uship.com. You put in your date range, the kind of car it is, where it's coming from, where it's going to, and then all of the transporter companies then bid on your job request. So far I've had it up there for about 3 hours, and in 3 hours I've gotten 9 bids from different companies quoting me transport. So I got a couple options in the transport. One is the biggest thing seems to be how flexible, if at all, are you? You know, do you need this car picked up, and I'm pulling a date out of my ass, December 1st, or can I have a week range, or can there be a month range of when they can pick it up? I would love to know a specific day. That's not really doable. So it looks like I'm going to be within a 5-day to 7-day window of when they can pick it up. So that pretty much means I have to prepare for day 1, but assume it's going to be day 7. So that means it's going to have to, they probably want as little fuel as possible in it. And I'm going to clean it up and like record mileage, and probably even do a full video walk around of the car, proving the date with a newspaper and the current mileage, and show what minimal exterior damage or signs of wear this car has in the event that something happens during transit. So then there's that, and then the same thing applies on the other end of, you know, when do you need it there? Do you need a specific date, or can we have a week range? Joe was talking about, I forget, Reliable. Apparently Reliable's really good. They're really expensive. It's $2,000. $2,023 for Reliable, but it's a 4-week window of when they're going to drop it off, so they don't even know within a month of when they're going to get it there. I don't know how they do business like that. That's freaking ridiculous. We'll have it somewhere, we'll have it to your place in San Diego between January and February. I think a week's bad enough. A month is just insanity. So we're not going to be going with them. The average price seems to be around $1,500 to $700. That's for enclosed. I have the options of having it in an enclosed trailer with maybe 5 other cars, 3 other cars. or I have the option of an unenclosed trailer, so it would be exposed to road debris, weather, nuclear fallout, whatever happened to be happening that day in the atmosphere. And that's notably cheaper, approaching half the cost of the enclosed. I'm definitely going to go with enclosed, and I like the week or less range that they can give me for pickup and drop off. So now I've just got to figure out which transport company I want to use. And the uship.com, not every transport company is there bidding on clients. There's some that would see themselves as above that. So I've gone to the M5 owners group on Facebook and I just put a little discussion starter there, and a ton of people have recommended transporters. So I've reached out to some of those and asked for quotes. I really need to nail down a date. I think that needs to be first and foremost. I don't want to be penalized for doing it too short term, but I also don't want to plan that if I'm going to move, and I'm just picking dates again, if I'm leaving January 2nd and I want the car shipped December 30th, what happens if December 30th gets here, there's 4 feet of snow, it's 22 degrees, no way a truck's getting down the driveway, so I have to meet in a warehouse parking lot. I'm not driving this thing in a foot of snow in the middle of the salt in the winter to go meet in a warehouse parking lot. And I originally thought over the summer that maybe I would ship it in like September or October. Well, we know the weather's good. They're not going to run into anything here or across the country, and then fly out and take delivery of it. Well, that's an expensive endeavor. If I'm going to fly all the way out there and take delivery of a car, I don't want to burn that many miles. I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars in airfare. And I also can't really get away for a week right now with the amount of yard work I'm doing, classwork, trying to enjoy the last days we have above freezing here. There's no way I can get away. So this is probably a really long clip. But it really helps me to talk about this and kind of compartmentalize and try to plan for this the best I can. It's really stressful. There's a billion different options. And every one of these car reviewers has a review between 4.6 and 4.9 out of 5, which is great. But then I go to a third-party website and review them, and there's at least a couple of people on every company saying they broke my windshield, the whole side of the car got scraped, they dropped it off the thing, never again, hidden fees, 6 weeks late. There are horror stories with every transporter, and I just want to avoid that as much as physically, humanly possible. Some more than others, obviously, but somebody's been screwed with every company. So it's really hard to pick a good one. And is it worth an additional $1,000 to find a company that has 0.2% less negative feedback? I don't really think so. Some of these companies pride themselves on moving, you know, the one had a video of they moved the first Corvette from Atlanta to like Seattle or something like that. So they're carrying very valuable and rare collectible cargo. So they've got to be trusted with that. And then there's the whole insurance thing. Some of them will insure your ride up to $100,000. Some of them are $250,000. Some of them are $5 million. And then somebody brought up the point, well, should I contact my insurance company and see if there's anything that having the car transported would nullify my insurance policy on the car? Well, that would mean I would have comprehensive. I don't even know. I don't know. It's really freaking complicated. So it's going to take quite a bit of time to research which carrier and figure out when and nail it down. And tons of them have hidden fees and all this stuff, and the quote changes when you get there, and the guy won't give you the keys to your car until you pay the higher quote, and it's shady. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to doing this, but it's going to have to be done sooner than later. So now that I've talked your ear off for probably 8 minutes about car transporters, I have class in 30 minutes. I am going to do that, and then I'm going to go chill. So the evening didn't go as planned. I got there, I walked to my class, and there was a note on the door, a piece of notebook paper that looked like it had been on the bottom of somebody's backpack for 6 months, and written very sloppily in pencil was the phrase, "Class canceled, see you next week," and then signed Professor Smass. So that really pissed me off because, okay, so he delayed it, that's fine, I'm glad. I was able to get that yard done and have some more time. And then I drive all the way there, it's about 50 minutes, paid for parking, walked all the way over there, had my bag, laptop all charged up, bottle of water, pair of headphones, everything I needed. And then he decides to cancel it. So I go in my email, and it turns out he did send an email at 6:21. The class was at 6:45. That's a 24-minute warning. I had already left 30 minutes prior to that warning. Really shitty, really unprofessional, terrible communication. He should have, it's easy for me to say, but he should have anticipated whatever he was doing taking longer. Or you got an obligation, okay, take the loss, cancel the class, send us an online lecture, or just push it back a week and we'll do more next week. Whatever. It sucked because I burned a quarter of a tank of gas, you know, almost 2 hours in the car, all that preparation. I could have done another yard or started some other pending project and had made such better use of that time. Anyways, I came home, I was pissed off, so the whole time I was driving, all this crap on the windshield from driving up. I hate driving this car on the highway. Driving it up to meet that YouTube guy last weekend, there were like bugs and shit all over it, on the front bumper and the hood and the grill. So I did a full cleanup, almost a full cleanup. I did not get to the wheels. I will do that tomorrow. But I did the exhaust and a little bit in the interior. And I'll actually show you the towel. So it's like 100 miles of driving, once on the highway and a couple of trips to Kent. And this was a brand new towel that I took out of the bag. And there's the one side, it's all dirty. And it's just about as bad on the other side. I don't know how this thing gets so freaking dirty. Just dust and stuff from, I guess, sitting out near construction and parking lots. But I took care of that. I went inside, I did a bunch of mail, talked to Bobby a little bit. And then kind of just did what I wanted to do. I made a bowl of popcorn, I sat down, I watched like 3 episodes of Family Guy, couch potato mode. So tomorrow's Wednesday, it's now supposed to rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next clear day is Sunday. So it's going to be an inside day. I've got an exam on Tuesday, I've got a case due on Tuesday or on Sunday. Exam and case on Sunday, 2 responses due by Friday to a discussion post, and then a quiz due that doesn't even open until Friday night and closes on Sunday. So she's pretty much mandating we do it on the weekend, which is obnoxious because I like to have everything done ideally Thursday night and get my 3 or 4 day weekend in, but that's not always possible. So tons of stuff on the horizon. Gonna take care of it. Something else I was gonna mention. I don't remember what. I don't know, productive day nonetheless. Just obnoxious that these professors can't communicate better. For something that urgent, I feel like they should be able to have us on a text notification, and then I would set a different sound to that or a different vibration, and I would have been notified at least partway there, and I would have been able to abort much earlier. Let's not talk about stances on abortion yet. Feel free to leave them in the comments. I appreciated you guys, Trump and Clinton. We had some people on both sides, which is interesting. I think it's going to be a close election. I don't know if it should be, but it's going to be close. And I'll talk more about it with future debates. And I think we've got like 7 weeks to the election, so it'll be interesting. And we'll talk more later. Maybe I'll even give you my oh so valued opinion. But I'm going to go in and shower, go to bed. And I don't actually have to go in class tomorrow. I sent that guy at the Portage Housing Authority an email asking for better specifications of the project. This is for the software that's going to turn their paper documents into scanned files and put them in a database. Sent him a very well-written email with a list of questions, and I've gotten no response in a week, so that's really annoying. So I'm going to have to follow up with them. And then I don't know what I tell the professor. They're not communicating with us. And he warned us that this is possible because we're not their top priority at all. But they did sign up for the project, and due to the nature of a semester, it has a finite end date, and there's quite a bit of work to do over the upcoming weeks, and we can't just afford to burn weeks at a time waiting for their responses. So I'll have to let the professor know they're not really communicating, and take better steps on my part to see if I can communicate with somebody else, or maybe there's a better form of communication that they would prefer rather than email, although I would hate to be driving 35 minutes there to ask them 5 questions, and I don't know, phone's a pain in the ass. Everybody calls me all the time, and then they get pissy because I don't answer. I'm very rarely in a position where I can answer the phone. I'm either working on the car, driving the car, mowing a lawn, in class, to and from class. I don't like talking on the phone. It's annoying. Much prefer text and email. So, okay, I'm going to bed. We'll talk on hump day. Good night.